This morning, we continue looking into the decades of dozens of cases of unsolved murders of black and brown women here in Chicago. The victims' voices were silenced when they fell prey to someone who thought nothing of their lives or the families left to suffer the unimaginable loss. One West Side faith leader is relentlessly pursuing justice for the victims, like Angela Ford, whose now grown daughter still has no answers 2 decades later.
Like, we would get together on Sundays and go to my great aunt's house and things and have dinner at the church and stuff, and those are some of the best memories of her.
Kiana Brickle shares one of the few fond memories she has of her mother, Angela Ford, but the rest is really a blur.
I remember me and my brother asking to come with her to the school to pick up our report cards, and she told us, like, no, she loves us, and she'll be right back. It wouldn't take long, and that was pretty much the last time I saw her.
Only her mother didn't come back. Instead, she went missing for several days before she was found in an abandoned building less than 2 miles from her home, sexually assaulted, beaten, strangled, and left for dead. That was in 1999. Angela lingered in a coma for a year and a half before dying. DNA evidence had no match to her assailant, and Kiana's questions of why and who have never been answered.
I just couldn't believe, someone would do that to her.
Angela Ford is one of dozens of murdered women in Chicago whose cases remain unsolved. The similarities are undeniable. Most of the victims are black women who were found in vacant homes, lots, or dumpsters. Some were set on fire, some dismembered, but all of them strangled.
So Chantel Smith.
Well, in Chicago, in places like Chicago, police departments said don't say serial killer because it might scare somebody. But we should want to scare somebody.
West Side Reverend Robin Hood is on a mission to get answers for the victims' families. Reverend Hood works tirelessly to find those answers from an overwhelmed police department.
Law enforcement on a daily basis pick what they got to work on, and every day, as you know, in Chicago, we do have gun violence.
Some of the cases go back nearly 3 decades, and the questions are usually all the same, he says.
Asking them, was there an alcoholic? Was there a drug addict? Was there a prostitute? It's the most hurtful and painful thing that anybody can feel when their loved one is missing.
Kiana says the longer families wait for justice, the more likely they start to believe that their loved ones just don't matter.
Nothing's pretty much being done about it because of the where these ladies come from, the neighborhood, because they feel like that black women have no value.
To not answer those crimes and to not to put the resources in there is really a situation what I would call not getting cooperation from all the resources. And people don't trust you when you don't solve the crime.
Now, the Chicago Police Department tells us that these cases do remain open, but they just can't make a connection among the cases. But sources within the police department tell me otherwise, saying that some of these cases are definitely connected. And the Murder Accountability Project, based out of Washington, D.C., has looked at these cases and agrees that there is clearly a connection among these cases.
My heart really goes out to the daughter there, because she was saying she had another loss right after the mom passed away.
Well, the thing about the daughter here is that she doesn't have very many memories of her mom. And that's what's so hard. In all of these cases, I've talked to people, they give very detailed information about the last moments, the conversations they had. But she was only 9 years old, so she doesn't remember a lot about anything. And that's what's so sad, is her mother was taken away from her at such an early age.
And you talk about being 9 years old. Your interview, there was a playground in the background. What's the significance there?
So we interviewed her right at the school where her mother went to go get that last report card. Then she never came home. And that was really hard for Kiana to do that interview right there, because we had to sit outside of it. And she said it was really hard for her to even come there to talk there, because that for her was traumatic because that was the last place that her mom went to go get a report card.
Wow. We're so glad that you're doing these reports. I know you're going to continue to do these, so thanks for bringing these to light. So important. Anita, appreciate it.